You excited to talk about some movies?
Yes.
You seem really enthused.
I'm trying to remember what movies we watched. If I had legs, I could kick you, which there was no one legless in that at all. What else did we watch?
We watched The Toxic Avenger, too. You liked The
Oh,
Toxic Avenger.
love it. Which one do
Yeah.
you want to start with?
Let's start with that one.
Okay, Toxic Avenger. Peter Dinklage. He's just Tyrion Lannister to me. I loved this movie. What did you think of it?
Well, Peter Dinklage is a really great leading man. He's got a lot of charisma. We know he's a great actor. He's got multiple Emmys. And yeah, I thought he did a really great job. I thought the movie as a whole, it did what it set out to do. My biggest complaint is I don't think it was him under the Toxic Avenger makeup.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering that. His mouth wasn't really moving once he had all
Yeah.
the prosthetics on.
So sometimes it felt a little disjointed.
Yeah.
Even though I thought the person doing that was giving a great performance and Peter Dinklage was giving a great performance, they weren't really cohesive performances.
I get that, I think. When he was fully toxic Avengerine, were my favorite parts of the movie. Him taking his broom club thing and just whacking everybody to pieces. I love that. It was a lot of fun. I thought this movie was funny.
Yeah,
It was
and
very comic booky.
it was very comic booky. I'm not sure if this is based on a comic book, but I know there's a Toxic Avenger movie from like the 80s. Okay, so actually, there is a comic book series
Nice.
done by Marvel, but it was originally a 1984 film.
We're gonna have to watch it. I wonder how different of a take they did with makeup and prosthetics and everything.
1984, I mean, they're using practical effects and
Yeah.
makeup and everything, which from the 90s movies that we've watched so far, that's something that I really enjoy about those movies from like decades ago.
Yeah. Oh, he's not green from the 1984 version. His face is still kind of melty, but he looks like, what's the big guy from,
Looks like the Thing from Fantastic Four.
nah, he looks like the dude from Goonies.
Oh, the dude from Goonies, yeah. I
Uh,
can see that.
Goonies. What's his name again? Sloth. Yeah, that's Sloth. I liked that the Toxic Avenger world was very satirical and over the top, but also showing like here's environmental pollution and corruption and big business kind of stepping on the working man, but putting that through a kind of anti-hero sort of story or narrative. It was fun. I like this movie.
Yeah, I love a good narrative that says, hey, big businesses, you suck and you don't care about people.
They're not afraid to show it. I think Kevin Bacon's character was funny as like the kind of mad CEO of what was the company called again?
The company was called Body Talk Health Style,
Yeah,
BTH.
BTH. That was it.
He seemed to have this like fake wellness guru vibe,
Yeah.
like those people who tell cancer patients, you don't need treatment, you just need to take this supplement.
Just constantly cranking out the next thing, whether it's just BS or not.
Yes, which I think we got a little bit of that kind of touched on with Taylor Page's character. She said her mom was a big fan of the Kevin Bacon CEO and bought all those wellness products, and they're actually what ended up killing her.
Yeah, they were actually toxic themselves.
Yeah.
And that was the gal from Welcome to Derry, right?
Yes.
I didn't recognize her at first. I was like, this person's familiar, but I couldn't place her. But she was really good in this movie.
She was so good. She has a lot of range because this is completely different from that character.
Yeah. I guess one change I would make, they didn't really establish, or we didn't stay where it was just regular Peter Dinklage and kind of setting that tone as far as like, he's a stepdad to this kid and trying to work and raise his son and kind of make his way through life. He gets dropped in the sludge very very quickly.
Yeah, because the movie wasn't too terribly long.
Not
I
really.
think it was
Hour and a half
a
ish.
little under 2 hours. Yeah. Yeah, 102 minutes. Which I honestly appreciated that because I think this concept, if it were in some overlong movie, and if this tone and this humor were in some overlong movie, I think I would start to find it a bit too much.
Just it starts wearing on you after a while.
Yes, like if
Okay.
this movie were like 2.5 hours or something.
Love it. When he's first turned into I'm gonna just call him Toxic Man because
Toxie. They were calling him
Toxie,
Toxie.
yes, because I flubbed those words anyways. Toxie, he falls on top of that one real estate guy's car, and then when he's getting confronted and shot at, he just grabs the guy's arm and rips it right off. I'm like, oh, we're in for a treat.
And the gore effects were really good too.
Yeah.
I don't think this was a super high budget movie, and they still did a really great job with that. I think there was that mix of practical and computer generated effects. And I think it was, for the most part, done really well. I was never at any point watching it and thinking, that looks bad.
Yeah, yeah. There was nothing really in this movie that looked kind of shoddily put together or anything like that. Like you said, I think it was a mix of practical and CGI. I think the like on Toxie's head, he had these like bulging like warts on his forehead, something like that, or boils that were moving. I think that was probably CGI, but then kind of mixed with the prosthetics on his face and everything. The mouth doesn't really move, so
No.
you just kind of see like the actual actor or stuntman's mouth kind of behind the mask, kind of sticking out, which was a little funny looking, but I think it worked overall.
Yes, the person playing Toxie in the suit is Luisa Guerrero.
Okay.
And I thought this actor was really doing a lot of acting with their eyes, a lot of expression was shown there. But yeah, the mouth movements didn't always match up because, I mean, Peter Dinklage was probably doing ADR in a booth
Yeah.
because Peter Dinklage, he's probably expensive.
Oh, no doubt. No
You're
doubt.
not going to have him on the set if you don't have to have him there.
I liked that they got to utilize some of Peter Dinklage's like rock star singing background because he was in a band I think back in the 80s,
Yeah.
like that. And so he gets up on stage and he started I think it was at that punk rock concert
Yes.
scene after he finishes offing all the band members because they were also like part of the bad guy crew.
Yeah, they
I
were
guess.
like being paid, like they were hitmen, essentially.
The one big guy who seemed kind of like a big like reminded me of Bane from Batman, but when they took his helmet off, it was just a little baby head. Didn't explain or expand on that any farther. I think this movie had a lot of like little nuggets of comedy that I found really enjoyable.
See, out of left field wild stuff like that is pretty hit and miss for me. Like, I was watching that visual gag and I was like, what's going on?
I don't know
What
why we
is
did
this?
it, but
I think it was just there because it's
when you
funny.
have a movie that's pretty ridiculous,
Yeah.
yeah, out of left field things kind of work for me.
Yeah, while a lot of the themes and emotions, I would say, are rooted in reality, it's not an overall world or universe that's rooted in reality. I mean,
Not really.
he's essentially a superhero. Like, if you fell in, or got thrown, in his case, into a toxic vat, you wouldn't emerge with superpowers.
You don't know. You've never tried it.
That's true. I've never tried it. Man, remember when he saved that cat?
Oh yes, what was his name? Mr. Treats or something?
Yeah,
I love Mr. Treats.
Mr. Treats was a great cat.
Now, it was the kid was the same kid who played young Chuck in Life of Chuck. Is that right?
Yeah, the teenage Chuck. That was Jacob Tremblay from Room.
He was pretty good.
And we watched him in Sovereign this year
Oh yeah.
with Nick Offerman, which I didn't care for Sovereign.
It was a take.
But he was good in it, but it wasn't a movie I particularly enjoyed.
Yeah, Sovereign I kind of wanted more from, especially when
Yeah.
you've got names like Nick Offerman there. And he had a lot to give. It definitely was doing his part. But anyways, yes, Toxie loved it. I think I loved his Big Wood mop club thing that was also irradiated, I think. And he was just going on swinging, taking dudes' heads off. The kind of like splashy over the top gore effects was really fun.
Yeah, the first gore effect that we saw in this movie really set the tone. It's like, oh, that's what this is.
For some reason, it reminded me of Sin City a little bit. You ever see that movie?
I think I have, yeah, with Brittany Murphy?
Yes.
Yeah. Black and white?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Mickey Rourke.
Ah, yes.
He's never done anything wrong in his life. They didn't have to put any makeup on him either. He just looks like that. No, I think this movie was fun and not too didn't overstay its welcome, I guess. One of my favorite characters, Elijah Wood. He was the decrepit Kevin Bacon's little brother, kind of ghoulishly creeping around. They didn't really say what was wrong with him other than he kind of looks like Gollum, which I found very fitting.
See, the second he walked out there, I was like, oh, he's essentially like the Igor
Pretty
kind of
much.
character.
Yeah.
Maybe being around all those toxins just got to him, but I like to think he just looks like that. And then this movie was directed by Macon Blair, and I saw one of his movies back when I was in college, and it's called I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, and it's Elijah Wood and Melanie Linsky, and
Nice.
it's kind of like a buddy, like kind of heist movie.
Okay.
It's fun. I like it.
So that director has a working relationship with at least Elijah Wood.
Yes.
Probably all those folks.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I think going back to Kevin Bacon, it's always really fun to see him in these kind of campy movies. It was giving Tremors. I love Tremors.
Yeah, we've reviewed Tremors on this podcast before.
We
love
have.
Tremors.
Tremors is great. And who knows, maybe this movie will get a sequel one day.
Too Toxic, Too Avenger.
One
You
thing
tease it.
One thing that I think was really cool about this movie is they used some of the money from ticket sales to help erase people's medical debt.
Oh, that's great. I didn't know that.
And that's just a cool, awesome thing to do.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'd like to see more out of this kind of world and character. I think I enjoyed this, even the second half of the movie more. Like I said, once he gets turned into Toxie, I had a smile on my face the whole time. And you don't have to take this movie too seriously.
No.
Just, it's a fun, gory kind of comic book movie, but it knows it. That's why it works pretty well.
Yeah, this isn't really the tone of movie I usually go for, but I like the actors, I like the effects.
They'll get that best makeup nomination at the Oscars, no doubt. No
I don't
doubt.
think it made the short list, so probably not. But I always like a anti-big business message. So, yeah, I would say if this is your thing, it's a good watch.
I agree.
And our Rotten Tomato score. Do you want to give a guess? What do you think it has?
What would I give this movie? I would give this movie an 87%.
You're exactly right.
Oh!
It is 87% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I have my hands in the air. This is my moment. That sequel's happening. We put it out into the universe, and perfect. I won, I think.
I would say it's worth the
I
hype.
like this movie more than you did, I think.
You did. I would give this like a 75%, but I'd say it's still worth a watch if you like this kind of over the top movie and humor and gore and
Way of storytelling, I suppose. Watch the trailer first if you're on the fence at all. That'll give you a pretty good idea of what you're getting into. But I enjoyed it. 2 thumbs up. It's worth the hype. I want a whole series. Give me that sequel. What would be the Toxic Avenger cinematic universe, but it's close enough to Taco. I'm calling it the Taco. Let's go.
The taco.
Taco. Let's go.
I love it. So next we watched If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You with Rose Byrne. And of the two movies that we watched, I think we have differing favorites.
I did not like this. No one was even legless in this movie. The title doesn't make sense. Toxic Avenger. He was the Toxic Avenger. It's perfect. No legs, can't kick you. Doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's like metaphorical. She doesn't have the legs to kick because that's her child and she wouldn't want to kick her child.
She was perfectly capable of kicking that child, and I would have supported that. This child was annoying as hell.
The kid was so annoying. And I think it was a cool choice that for the vast majority of the movie, we don't see the child.
Yeah.
We only hear the child, and I think that is very intentional on the director's part because that makes the kid really, really grating. Because I feel like if we're visually seeing a sick child acting like this, you feel bad for the kid. It's like, oh, they're acting this way because they feel bad all the time. And look at this kid, she's unwell. But when you just hear the kid,
Yeah, there's no emotional connection for a while.
it just
Or most of the movie.
grates and grates and grates. And I thought this movie just hit the ground running and it never let up the entire time.
Oh, that's true.
And I know that's not something you don't like to watch a movie and feel stressed out.
This movie stressed me out the entire time. It's what the movie set out to
Yes.
do. I just think this is just my own personal preference,
Yeah.
but it's Rose Byrne, right? Is
Yeah.
the main gal just taking so much shit in her daily life and job and trying to raise her kid and have a marriage and everything and kind of taking one punch after another. And I'm just sitting here, I'm like, she should leave everyone and just escape, be free, girl.
See, I love anytime a movie makes me feel something very strongly,
What did this make you feel other than anger?
like stress and annoyance. Like I felt like I was Rose Byrne, you know?
Yeah, me too. That's why I hated it. It's like, gal, get out of here. This kid ain't worth it. Folks, if you got kids, abandon them. This is your sign. You've been waiting for it right now. I kid. No, I get what this movie was trying to do. This gal's husband really was dropping the ball because he was gone on a work trip for most of the time.
He was trash.
And not supporting his wife whatsoever. They probably shouldn't have had a kid, but that's besides the point, I suppose. And the little girl, she's like 10, something like that. Like she's not a baby, but she's like not a young adult or anything like that. So her mom's still Rose Byrne's still taking care of her, and I think that she has an eating disorder, maybe.
I think she has some form of health issue that makes it hard for her to eat because
Some reason or another she can't keep weight on, it seems like, right?
well, it seems like based on the kids' consistent complaining with food,
Yeah.
I think a lot of things make her feel sick, so then she doesn't want to eat most foods
Picky
because
eater.
it pretty much always makes her feel sick.
I think more than once in the movie she's like, no, I don't like this like bread. It's too squishy. Some like something along those lines. I'm like, just eat it.
Because she has a full-blown, like, tube in her abdomen, so I feel like if she were just
Picky
eater or with an eating disorder or something,
No, you're right.
maybe she wouldn't have a tube. They would just, like, give her some Ensure or something.
She's just really stubborn is all. No, you're right. This is a kid who doesn't know better, so she's of course dealing with this as much as Rose Byrne is. I don't even remember what Rose Byrne's character's name is. I do that for
Helen?
every movie. Helen? Okay. Rose Byrne. Anyways,
No,
Rose
not
Byrne.
Helen. Linda.
Linda. was my next guess. They're both kind of going through this like very difficult, stressful medical situation, mother and daughter. I think Rose Byrne needs to like refill the nutrition bag for the tube in her daughter's like stomach
Yeah, she
a
has to
few
like mix
hours
all the
throughout the night.
powders, and she's using the like what little
Oh, like mortar and pestle
yeah,
kind
the
of
mortar and
thing.
pestle to crush up the supplements and put them in the bag.
And then she gets all flustered and spills it all over herself. That's gross.
And then on top of all of this, she has to work
Oh yeah,
as
she's a
well.
therapist.
And she's a therapist. And we first see her in regards to therapy in a session with her therapist, Conan O'Brien.
Oh yeah, he. I was not expecting Conan in this movie, and he's definitely like he's not a comedic figure like you would normally expect him to be in a film like this.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I've never really seen Conan
Yeah,
acting. I've
neither have
just
I.
seen him as like a host,
Or
you
like in a
know?
film or anything. Yeah,
And
I agree.
doing stand up, I guess. So it was fun to see him playing a character, and I thought he did a great job. I thought all the actors did a great job. Even the kid, who I keep saying is annoying, that was the point. So,
And through the beginning of our movie, the house that Rose Byrne and daughter are living in, I don't remember daughter's name at all, so I'm just going to call her Annoying. Rose Byrne and Annoying are living in this house. The roof, they have like a water leak or something, so the
yeah,
roof in one of their living room collapses in, so
it's in the bedroom.
oh, it's in the bedroom.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, trying to get the landlord to fix it. They need to move into a motel while it's getting done. We come back to the hole in the attic, or in the bedroom ceiling that leads to the attic. It looks like because they're able to kind of go up there and see the damage and everything. We focus on that a couple of different times, like the damage and the hole in the ceiling. Was that supposed to be like a metaphor for something, or what was your take on that? Because we could kind of go back to that throughout the film.
Well, we kept seeing her kind of space out and seeing like the holes and like kind of darkness,
She was
almost
seeing like
looked like
flashing lights.
stars and lights and stuff.
Uh-huh.
I think she was kind of disassociating.
I thought for the longest time, and I was wrong, but I thought for the longest time, everything we're seeing in this movie was flashbacks of now an elderly Rose Byrne reliving one of the most like stressful moments of her life as she's like having dementia or something like that. She's seeing these flickering lights all over the place. And I thought we were going to have a hard cut to her in her retirement home with now grown daughter, like trying to coax her out of her memory, something like that. Boy, was I wrong. No, it's just the same abrasive sandpaper of a story the whole time.
I loved it.
I feel like this movie gave me road rash.
I've never seen like Uncut Gems, and I haven't seen Marty Supreme yet.
Yeah.
But from my understanding, those movies, I hear it's just go, go, go. It's really, really stressful.
Yeah.
And I thought about that watching this movie. And then, of course, the end credits happen, and Josh Safdie is a producer on this movie. So that makes sense.
Okay.
But I thought it was all really well done, and girl cannot catch a break.
No, she's like trying to help and control, like be a mother and a therapist and a wife, and trying to fill all these roles and do her best that she can. But she's trying to do so much on her own with no support that she keeps screwing up and failing.
Yeah, in turn,
It's realistic. Don't get me wrong.
yeah, she winds up not being very good at any of those things. And women, especially mothers, are expected almost to be perfect at all of this stuff and take all of these loads. And then her husband, Christian Slater, he's saying, he's like doing all this fun stuff while he's on a job. It sounds like he's a boat captain.
Yeah, something like that.
And she is upset about that because I'm doing all this work and you're going to a sports thing. And he snaps at her like, well, you're a therapist. You get to sit on your ass in a chair all day and listen to people whine. And it's like, no.
Like you said, she can't catch a break. Everything she does, when anyone kind of reflects on it, is like, oh, they just kind of discount her efforts at every turn.
And even, not that I think the doctor who is also the director of this movie, by
That's
the
cool.
way, the
I like
kid's
that.
doctor. I don't think she's trying to, like, make Rose Byrne feel bad or like she's a bad mom or anything, but Rose Byrne is at such a breaking point that any form of sternness or criticism that she's getting from this doctor.
It's hitting so hard.
Exactly, because she's just hearing, I'm not good enough, I'm not doing it right, I'm a terrible mother. When it's just kind of the doctor's just telling her like it is, your kid needs to get to this weight before we can take out the tube. And Rose Byrne really wants the tube out because she thinks that her kid is using it as a crutch. Like, oh, she's not eating because she has the tube. It's almost like when parents of babies potty training say, well, don't put the pull ups on them because that gives them like extra protection. Like, just let them do the thing and fail at the thing.
Yeah.
But I don't really think that logic works very well
I
in a
don't either.
situation where your kid is so sick she has a feeding tube, you know?
It's like kind of your same example. If your baby is crying, don't go to them every time because they're gonna start to like know to manipulate you to get what they want. Like I don't think these kids are malicious or evil. They're just
No.
learning and figuring stuff out.
Yeah, like a baby is not manipulating you. It's a baby. And like this kid, underneath all of her complaints, it is, oh, well, that food makes me feel sick. That food makes me feel
Yeah.
sick.
I don't think they really explained or went into too much detail of like exactly what kind of disorder or disease the girl had. Just something that was up with
Some
her
kind of
eating.
GI issue.
Yeah, which is fine, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ceiling collapses in on their house, and Rose Byrne's like, "Great, another thing. Got this. Got work." She's kind of screwing up with her patients at work. Being a therapist, she loses one
Yeah, she's
as she
not.
runs away.
Yeah, she's not really being very attentive of her patients,
She's
but
trying to be.
then you also see her patients kind of act like they're her only client and like they have a right to her time.
Oh yeah, they keep showing up early, and they're like, "Hey, I'm ready to go." And she's like, "I'm with another patient."
But then you see a really cool juxtaposition with that because she does the same thing to Conan,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah, good connection.
she wants to tell Conan about her dream. In their first therapy session that we see, she had a dream where they were like sitting with each other and he was tickling
Oh,
her.
she's in love with him
And
in this movie
oh
too.
yeah, and she was worried that her husband would be mad about it. And then she has a patient who says he had a dream about her where she was kissing him. And that's obviously very strange. I've certainly never had a dream about my therapist,
Yet.
but I just thought it was really interesting that you got to see it from both sides. And also, if you're a therapist at a particular practice, wouldn't you think your therapist should work at another practice, maybe so you don't have to like see each other in the break room and you're
Maybe.
essentially coworkers? That just feels like a conflict of interest because then we have even more opportunities for her to cross boundaries with
Yeah.
Conan.
No, I agree. She, I think, is so starved for attention and so like
Yeah.
distracted and pulled in so many directions. I think at one point after Conan is done like berating her one of the times, she's like, "I love you."
Yeah.
She's just looking for someone to lean on.
Because I do think that is
And it's
some.
Conan, so come on.
Because I do think that happens sometimes with therapy when you have someone who no one's really nice to them or they feel lonely.
They'll
And then,
latch onto anyone that's like even just passing nice.
yeah, here's someone who's nice to me and is talking with me about deep personal things. I'm in love with them. And it's like, no, you're just lonely
Yeah.
and not getting the kind of validation that you want. So, Rose Byrne, she's also having trouble getting that hole fixed.
Yeah, the landlord's like, no, I'm gonna be out of town
Yeah, she
actually.
keeps calling him and she's like yelling at him because his mom died, so he's not gonna be there for like a week or something. And you know what? I get it because, yeah, I do need a date when I can come back to my home.
Right, like you're the landlord. That's what you're here for.
Yeah, like I'm having to pay for this motel with my sick child lugging all this equipment around. And yeah, can you not, if you're not gonna be here, can you not like hire someone to be here? But then, of course, kind of like with the doctor, she's at her wit's end. So the way that she's saying things and coming across, it's like she's not being very nice to these people, but you understand why. So then now she has to stay in this motel where ASAP Rocky is the like hotel grounds person.
Yeah, he was staying in the room next to her. I'll say this: I don't know why he was in this movie, really, other than just to kind of bug her. He wouldn't leave her alone, or she wouldn't leave him alone. I'm not sure. I wasn't sure where their relationship was supposed to be going.
I think he was there more to show kind of her validation issues going on
How so?
because she's latching on to him, even though there's really no reason to. He's trying to be nice to her.
Yeah, every time he was just trying to be like polite, she snaps at him, and he's like, "Whoa, what's wrong?"
And I do think he kind of sees that she's pretty put upon.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to help her get her wine and he's like being nice to her kid and everything. And she's not being the nicest back to him
No.
because, again, she's at her wits' end with everything. She's like, why are you bothering me? Why are you following me?
Like, what other problem are you trying to put in my life now? I've got enough.
Yeah, and
I
then
get it.
she keeps getting into it with the front desk gal when she's
Yeah.
trying to buy her wine.
I love that gal. Her name is Ivy. She was Diana in the movie, I think.
Okay.
Diane.
She was in Honora. She was fun in that.
Yeah, but she's just like she looks perpetually 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But was she British? Was she have a little accent going on?
I don't think so.
Okay, maybe not. I think she plays the same character in everything she's in.
Yeah.
But that works in this instance because she just does not care. But is the I don't know, the receptionist slash like at this motel, if you want to go buy some food or drinks or anything like that, she's also your go-to person and is just not having any of Rose Byrne's shit at all.
I loved when she was like, ma'am, I'm gonna need to see your ID. It's like she knows, and this woman, throughout the movie, she's not being the most polite to people.
No.
Which we understand why, but they probably don't.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm gonna mess with you, of course. And then she's buying like a bottle of wine every day, it seems, and downing it. Like, this woman is an alcoholic.
What? She deserves to be at this.
And then
Let her get her some drink in. She's having a rough time.
ASAP Rocky asks if she wants to buy drugs with
Oh
him.
yeah, they had that weird little subplot of like she goes over to his room and he's on the dark web looking for drugs.
Yeah, and he's like, what drugs do you want? And she just pulls the first thing out of her head, cocaine.
He's like, okay.
But then he has
Didn't have to
her
deliver
pay
it.
for it.
Yeah. I'm getting that delivered DoorDash or something. I don't know how that works.
But yeah, then she brings him back to her home, which she keeps leaving her kid alone in the middle of the night
Maybe
to go back to her house
she,
and look at the
She
ceiling.
abandons her kid a lot.
I would too.
And I understand she may be even doing it like subconsciously, like this is a major source of stress. I need to get away from this.
Yeah.
For little stretches.
Well, because this woman does not get a break ever, because she's either dealing with this kid or dealing with her patients or dealing with her awful husband.
A$AP Rocky keeps bugging her.
Well, I thought she was bringing him back to the house because she wants him to look at the hole. I mean,
You were like, oh, he's gonna look at the hole, all right?
Yeah, I thought she was either going to come on to ASAP Rocky or Conan, and I think she maybe was in a subtle way, but not in a way where I'm gonna be the aggressor. It's like, no, I'm gonna see if you're gonna do something because that'll give me validation and make me feel good.
Yeah, that ties back in. I get you.
And then, of course, he falls through the hole, and
I thought she pushed him at
She
first.
ruins that relationship.
Yeah, they go up to her attic where they can look down from the hole that in her bedroom ceiling.
She did tell him not to get so close,
That's true.
and he did.
That's true.
So,
Neither of them were very safe.
no. Because back to that, like, passive, oh, maybe if I'm around you, you'll give me some kind of validation.
Sure.
Her last scene with Conan, because, she's kind of freaked out on him. She's gone to him while he's in the middle of a session. Another reason why you probably shouldn't be coworkers with your therapist.
Oh yeah, their whole relationship was toxic as hell.
Yeah, because she's having an issue with one of her clients, which I'll get to after this, but
Were they supposed to be making Conan's character kind of like a misogynist a little bit? I was kind of getting that
I think
vibe.
so.
Like he wasn't being the greatest therapist either. He just kind of kept telling her get over it.
Which again, like he was not the therapist for her, not only because he's her coworker, but I do think most women would probably benefit from a woman therapist because a woman maybe would have understood more all these feelings that she's having of I have to do everything and feel perfect and be the best mother and the best worker and the best wife and I have to be nice to everyone the whole time. And I just don't think, especially this man, I don't think he got any of that.
Probably not. No.
But in their last session, she is just like pouring her heart out to him almost and talking in a way like she wasn't saying anything like sexual or anything to him.
Yeah.
She honestly sounded like she was just having a break, a mental break. Like she's unloading how she's been feeling and all of this to him. And he looks at her and says, I know what you're doing and I can't be your therapist anymore.
Kind of lost on me. What was she doing?
Well, I don't think they explicitly said it, so maybe it's up to interpretation. My interpretation was he found her vulnerability, or like he views women being vulnerable as, oh, she is explicitly coming on to me. I know what you're doing.
Okay.
I'm not going to have sex with you.
Sounds like this
You
guy should be a
crossed a
therapist.
line, we're done. But he didn't say anything like that when she's telling him about her dream where he was tickling her and
Yeah.
she's scared her husband's gonna be mad. But when she's actually digging into an emotion, because I thought everything she was saying in that therapy session was like, yeah, this is where you should process those feelings. And he took that one as, oh, she's coming on to me. Maybe he was kind of into her being that vulnerable. We don't really find out much about his personal life or him as a person.
Yeah.
But going back to your point, he did come across as a bit of a misogynist, so that wouldn't shock me.
Like he almost couldn't be bothered, even though he's her therapist. Like you said, you shouldn't have your therapist in the same like practice that you're working at.
Yeah, because he was upholding some professional boundaries of like,
Trying to.
I'm with another client. Like, you can't just barge in and say that your emergency is more important than this client's session.
Yeah, I agree.
Because she was kind of having like a work emergency in that moment. He said, I'm not your supervisor. But her client that is kind of mirroring her almost in a way is played by this actress who I really enjoy, Danielle McDonald.
Oh yeah, she's great. She was the patient, right?
Yeah, she's in this show. Unbelievable. She's really great in that. And she has this baby. She seems to have some postpartum
Definitely.
anxiety, depression.
She's really worried something's gonna happen to her kid, like
Yeah.
an accident, or she's like, I need to protect my kid from the world. Very understandable, don't get me wrong. I think she's immediately going to, like, her mind's like, oh, this is the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah.
And it's going, like, a feeling of impending doom almost.
Yeah, and
It freaks her out so badly.
then she, kind of like Rose Byrne, is like, I need a break from all this, and leaves the baby at therapy. Says, I have to go to the bathroom, and doesn't come back.
Nope.
So then Rose Byrne calls the woman's husband, who doesn't even know she was in therapy, and almost gets mad that his wife was in therapy, and refuses to come pick up his kid. So then she has to call the police after she, runs to Conan to see if he'll help her, which he doesn't.
Oh, the husband on the phone was the director's husband as
Yeah,
well. I saw
that's
that.
fun.
Yeah, I liked who they picked for these roles in this movie.
Same.
Like you said earlier, the director who is also the doctor.
Yes.
Is that right? Is like giving her
Mary
no sympathy.
Broadstein.
I thought that was very well done.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was A$AP Rocky falls out of the hole, snaps his leg, his bone is like sticking through the leg, and I guess I thought she just left him there, but I guess she called the ambulance, but
I
she just
would
kind of
imagine.
left afterwards.
Well, he did say, "You left me."
What do you want me to do?
But yeah, you can see the parallel with her and Danielle McDonald, her client, who then shows up at the motel and says, "I followed you here one time," because none of her clients have any boundaries with her.
No, they're not getting the kind of care that they should be.
Yeah.
And it's been like several days at least since she like dropped off, like left her baby and disappeared, and then
I think so, at least a day or so. And it's like, oh, Rose Byrne wants to be doing this almost. She wants that break. And even her client, she's like sending her an email saying, "I don't want to be like this." And I'm pretty sure the interview that she sent was that woman who like drowned her kids in the bathtub and
Yeah, she's
said
like,
it was postpartum depression that made her do it.
thing that you can imagine.
Yeah. And like she was at such a breaking point that she's like, if I don't get away from my kid, what if I end up doing this?
Right.
And the way that you see the stress of being a mother portrayed here, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Why that would be something she's now afraid of. Because, like Rose Byrne, she's at her wit's end.
Yes.
And her husband sounded awful, so no way is he helping her.
Not at all. They really did a great job in this movie of showing or portraying what a overwhelming amount of stress can do to a person. Rose Byrne acts phenomenal in this movie. Everyone does, gives a great performance. She's just like bleary-eyed and half crying the whole time and just like trying her best and trying to stay positive. I think that was a really well done and consistent theme throughout the movie.
Yes. Yeah, she's just trying her best, but it never feels good enough for so many people.
That's life for you, baby.
And yeah, Rose Byrne, career best performance. The Golden Globes were yesterday, and she won Best Actress in a Comedy.
This was not a comedy to me. There were a few, like, 2 comedic moments maybe. Now, there's the one scene towards the end we'll get to. I think that was the funniest part for me, though. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh God, yeah. let's get to it.
So the daughter has this feeding tube, and we never really see the feeding tube. We see like the bag it's connected to being refilled. So when we were watching the movie, you and I were talking like, okay, is this like a feeding tube? Does it go through her mouth or nose? Is it in her side? We find out it's like in her abdomen. It's like sticking out.
Well, and the second Rose Byrne is talking with the doctor about this, I knew what was about to happen.
Yeah.
Because she says, well, why don't we just schedule the surgery and
get the tube taken out.
then that'll give incentive to get the weight up. And the doctor's like, it's not a surgery. Okay, the procedure. It's not a procedure either. Okay, and then the doctor's like, well, they're just gonna slide it out.
You just pull it out.
And then Rose Byrne, I could see the wheels turning. She says, what about the hole? It just closes up.
I don't think that you probably have to do a little something.
I would imagine there's some form of like,
on it.
you know, antiseptic. Like you gotta think about infection and shit like
you're
that.
All right, is it like a Band-Aid? Do I rip it out quickly? Is it like slow?
Because as we learn, 'cause the second she said that, I was like, she's pulling that tube out herself. And as we learn, it's a pretty long tube. That scene got me. I
had so much fun with this.
I was clenched up. I was just...
Because they finally showed the feeding tube is, like, it's by the daughter's, like, it's kind of like by her like, belly button.
Yeah.
It's right above it. So we see it slowly start, like, pulling out, and then there's just more of it. Mm-hmm. And more of it, and more. Rose Byrne's just like, oh, the whole time you were cringing. I had so much fun.
It was almost like that magician trick where they're pulling
Like the
the
ribbons out.
ribbons out of the hat and it just
Yeah,
keeps
yeah,
going
endless.
and going. It was like that and I mean it was great, but
If you're a little squeamish, just trigger warning. It's not that bad, honestly.
I'm
But
squeamish with more realistic looking stuff like that.
I was really wondering, are they going to flip it and it actually there's like a complication when she starts like okay, she could start pulling out intestines or something on accident because this actually should be something
A
a
doctor
should
should do.
not that like the little girl was sleeping and Rose Byrne is like, I think I can do this. Wow, maybe she won't wake up as I pull 12 feet of tube out of you.
And the girl does kind of wake up, and Rose Byrne's like, just go back to sleep. Go back
She's
to
like,
sleep.
why
It's
does my
fine.
stomach feel weird? Don't look
Yeah,
down.
why is it wet?
Don't look down. You're gonna wake up and you're just like, oh, there's a hole. Oh, that wasn't there.
Well, because the kid doesn't really understand it. When she wakes up, she's like, I'm cured. I'm not sick anymore.
Oh, yeah.
I guess she
Took it
thought
very well.
it was the tube that made her sick because she's a kid. She doesn't know.
Yeah. No, I really thought that scene was fun, and it was also at the same time portraying what someone in an overwhelming, like, kind of exacerbated state of mind is willing to do to just try to make things better.
Yeah.
Which I think was kind of one of the themes of the movie almost. But I think it works. Like, the daughter seems pretty happy the tube's out.
She does, but who knows if that'll be what's best for her health in the long run. I'm not a doctor. I don't know how it works.
Oh, yeah, because I think right after that, Christian Slater, the husband, is finally home from his work trip. He's magically had the hole in the ceiling, the bedroom ceiling fixed up.
Yeah, he comes in and he's been so mean to her on the phone,
Oh,
but then
yeah.
he comes in, he's trying to like white knight, you know?
But yes, all that makes him is look even worse to her and us as the audience.
Yeah, and then of course ASAP Rocky tells him everything that's been going on and he gets
Oh yeah, she was saying that,
mad.
no, this is the babysitter with the busted leg. He's like, I'm not the babysitter.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not
I
the
stay here because you leave your daughter alone all the time.
Yeah, I'm not the babysitter. Yeah, you leave your daughter alone. She was screaming and crying, and I had to come in and calm her down. And also, I bought cocaine for your wife.
I need my money. Yeah. Now.
She brought me to your house, and then I fell through the hole.
Oh yeah. Now you mentioned that the daughter is screaming and crying through like 3/4 of this movie. That's why I found her so annoying.
Well, because a lot of it is kind of, kids, they'll throw tantrums, they'll be annoying.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I don't think Rose Byrne has ever had it in her or had the energy to correct the behavior.
Especially when your kid is like sick or going through this extreme situation.
Yeah, so she's just letting the kid act however she wants. If that behavior does not get corrected, she's going to be a menace when she's older.
Hey, maybe they're right. Maybe these babies can manipulate you.
Do you remember when the hamster got run over?
Oh yeah, the little girl wants a hamster for a pet. Won't stop. Well, she won't shut up about it on one of their drives home. And
I can teach it to love me.
Rose Byrne's like, fine, I'll get you your hamster, and immediately starts they're still in the car from the
She
pet
uses
store.
the hamster as a bribe. Go
Exactly.
into the doctor by yourself because I don't feel like parking and dealing with this parking attendant.
Oh yeah, yelling at her every time. But immediately it backfires. The hamster bites the little girl, starts crawling all over the car, bites Rose Byrne, I think.
Yeah.
And I think, did she throw it out of the car?
No, so she was driving and then
She's
the
dealing with that
hamster.
and trying to talk on the phone. All this shit's going on.
Yeah, the kid is freaking out and she's like, the
not
hamster
paying
doesn't
attention.
love me. I don't want it anymore. And she's like looking behind her in the
This
seat.
little girl's hamster world is coming crashing down on her.
Yeah, the kid's freaking out the whole time, never shuts up. Rose Byrne is like, just give it to me. She's trying to deal with the hamster. She's not watching the road. She, I think, comes to a pretty abrupt halt and a guy rear ends her.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the kid starts screeching again.
Yeah, flips the hell out.
And
yeah.
she gets out with the box still in her hand to go yell at the guy. Hamster jumps out, immediately gets
Run
smushed by a
over.
car.
Which, you know what? That hamster had to come in.
It did.
Sorry.
I mean, you can't just bite your new family.
You're a hamster, know your place. But yes, right after Roseburn's done pulling out the tube. Christian Slater's back from his work trip and his, I'm just going to say, probably his other family. Traveling salesman, husband, always. No, he comes to see the daughter. She's still in bed, just had the tube freshly pulled out. He's flipping out, going, like, looking at Roseburn, like, what did you do? He
Yeah.
doesn't say it explicitly for us as the audience, but it's like, the tube should still obviously be in. She probably should not have done that.
They're getting a divorce after this movie, for sure.
We'll have to see in the sequel. But she pulls one of the, she does what her patient does. She just takes off running. They're at the motel, which is by a beach, I guess, or a shore of some sort. She hops on the sand and starts running. Oh no! She makes a abrupt turn and tries to run into the ocean.
Yeah, I was sitting there like, oh, she's gonna drown herself. But I do think that ending where you finally see the kid there. I mean, the kid doesn't look sick there. The kid looks like almost kind of like this angelic presence. I think that wasn't actually the kid. That was in her head, like, oh, I can't drown myself because I have this perfect child. Because now that the kid's not right in front of her, her mind and her thoughts of her kid are, oh, my perfect daughter, I can't leave her. That's what I took from it.
I was seeing it as she was trying to run into the ocean. The big waves keep knocking her back to the shore, and I was kind of taking that as like, yeah, no matter what you're trying to do, sometimes life has another way of doing things, or having to turns out for you, I guess. And then you have that abrupt change to her daughter's face, and I think she was trying to finally see what she had been trying to attain the whole time. Her daughter, like, getting into this. She was just less freaked out, and I think the whatever sickness or disease, whatever she was dealing with, wasn't such a big burden at that, just for a little bit at that time.
Yeah.
So it was like almost that relief of seeing her happy child's face for a moment,
Yeah.
which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
Like you said, she is not staying married after all that
No.
shenanigans went down. Probably not. But I found the things in this movie that annoyed me just a little bit too annoying to enjoy it. Make it an enjoyable watch experience for me, even though this movie did have its ridiculous / comedic moments, no doubt. It's a good movie, very well acted. What score would you give this movie?
Well, I thought this movie was great.
You loved this, yes.
I
did
loved
not.
this movie. What do you think this has on Rotten Tomatoes?
What's it to be certified fresh? 70?
It has to be a 75 to be certified fresh.
I'm just gonna give it 75 then.
91.
You know what? I feel better about my 87 than your 91.
I think 91
That's just pretentious.
is well worth the hype.
It's like you can't even be 100. Yeah.
Not like The Plague. No, nothing will top The
Nothing
Plague.
will top the plague. No, I think this movie does deserve that score. It is a worth the hype movie, I would say. It's just not my movie.
You don't like to feel stressed when you're watching a
Not
movie.
the whole time. It was like nails on chalkboard the whole time.
I don't think you're gonna like Marty Supreme.
I'm socially anxious, so when the character is anxious the whole movie, I'm going to get itchy.
Oh, see, I am too, but then I look at that and I'm like, wow, so real.
Yes. Definitely a unfortunate portrayal of sometimes just how hard life can hit you. When it's not one thing, it's another.
Yeah, worth the hype. Rose Byrne should get that Oscar nomination.
You think she got a chance?
I think she'll get a nomination. Jessie Buckley seems to be the favorite to win Best Actress. I haven't seen Hamnet yet, so I can't comment on that performance.
Okay.
But if Rose Byrne doesn't get nominated at the Oscars, I'm gonna be mad. I really liked her speech last night too.
Absolutely, yes. Like I said, she acted the hell out of that role. No complaints there.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I needed a nap after that movie, and I believe I did take one.
You did, yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. Give it a watch. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
I think we are polar opposites on our views on that movie, but
Yeah.
that just means it was good.
That's good. It's good to have a couple different opinions.
Thought-inducing. Number 1, don't have kids.
Yeah.
Number
Yeah.
2, therapy's not worth it. Just kidding. That was definitely a more detailed movie than Toxic.
Yeah.
But I loved Toxic so much more. Toxic Avenger allowed me to forget about my problems and not be reminded of them.
But yeah, I think it's pretty clear since we only watched two. I mean, we watched like documentaries and foreign films and
We
stuff,
watched a
but
5.5 hour documentary on the build up to the invasion of Ukraine, and boy, oh boy, watch it. Very important to watch. What was it? My Undesirable Neighbors?
it has a long title. Let me get the exact correct title because that does deserve a proper shout out.
But yeah, just sidetracking here, but yes, we also did watch that, and very long, but very well worth it, and is a very unique and different view of Russia and its homeland and politics and kind of culture, population from the last several years.
Yeah, because it's like the anti-fascist journalist's
Oh yes,
perspective.
this is not a pro current regime in Russia.
No, not at all.
These are journalists and activists trying to make their way through a very difficult livelihood.
Yeah, and then they're
state of
being
things.
persecuted,
Yeah.
and the movie is called My Undesirable Friends,
Undesirable Friends.
Part 1, Last Air in Moscow.
Yeah.
And at the end of that movie, it did say Part 2 coming soon, Exile, because they all had to flee. So maybe that one will be 5.5 hours long too, and I'll watch every minute of it.
But yeah, give yourself a week to watch this, little chunks at a time. It's like 5 different chapters.
Yeah, we
It's
just
digestible.
needed like 2 different days. We had to take
Yeah.
a sleep break and then we were back into it.
We took care of that pretty quick.
Yeah, because it was really good. It was really interesting and really important.
I agree. It's something I think everyone should watch.
Yeah.
Only the couple movies this week. We had our Golden Globes last night. How did you feel about them?
I feel good overall. I still haven't seen some of those heavy hitters like Hamnet won Best Drama. I
Yeah.
still haven't seen that. Timothy Chalamet won Best Actor in a comedy.
He
I
did
still
give a
haven't
good
seen that.
speech. Anyone that is that close to the Kardashian clan makes me wary.
Same.
But I think you put it well when we were watching it last night. You said he's taking it more seriously right now, but yeah, that's exactly it. He's not rapping and spreading venereal diseases.
I just want to know if Mr. It's so bleak to not have children watched If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Maybe he should.
When you have unimaginable wealth, I'm sure that does seem like a pretty easy thing to do.
Especially when you're the man who doesn't have to physically grow the child.
Yeah, and rule the world. Unfortunately.
But yeah.
I liked Stellan Skarsgård's win.
Yeah, we have to watch Sentimental Value as
And-
well.
Is it Wagner?
Yeah.
Wagner.
I think it's
Wagner.
Wagner. He's Brazilian.
Wags.
I love him.
Wagner. He had a great win for The Secret
The
Agent.
Secret Agent.
Which I look forward to watching.
Yes.
I am a Wagner stan in this house. But I think everyone who definitely deserved to win did. It was a good award show.
Yeah, I agree. I had a
Nikki
really
Glaser's
fun
fun.
time. Yeah, she's a good host. Yeah. I think Conan's hosted the Oscars. So,
Always a good time. Looking forward to it. But we are in the death race season. Is it considered death racing right now? Oscar death racing, or is it the build up? Is it just awards season?
I think we're prepping for Death Race because we don't know what's getting nominated at the Oscars yet, but, we kind of have a good idea. So, a lot of these things that we're watching, like when If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You gets its official nomination,
Yeah.
we'll be able to be like, cool, we already saw it.
Death race season always made me think of. You've seen the movie Wedding Crashers, right?
No.
You've not. Oh, it's Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. Those two have never done anything wrong, I'm sure. Crashing weddings, and they're like, all right, we're gonna have a good season. Award season is our wedding crashers time. It's
Yeah.
the time for what cocktails can we plan out for award show and have our themed foods that you plan out. I always have a lot of fun with that.
It's That's why I gotta pause the 90s movies because these are the only things I'm watching right now.
Just the awards are your focus in life.
Yeah. I don't care about the Super Bowl unless the Jacksonville Jaguars are there, and they're not.
Unless there's a
So,
trailer for something.
yeah.
Even though fewer movies, it was still a good week.
Yeah. And all in all, probably not fewer movies, just fewer movies on that Wikipedia
Yeah.
list. Because, yeah, we were watching the documentaries, we were watching the foreign language films, we watched Surat from Spain, which is going to get nominated at the Oscars. It was okay.
Yeah, I don't know what I wanted to get out of Surat, but I don't think I did.
I wanted it to feel like more of a party.
I agree. Yeah, it started out as a rave movie, but not quite there. If you have check out Surat, watch like the first like 25 minutes, and then you're good.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any better.
Once the dog dies.
Spoiler. I mean, we didn't see little Pippa, little Peepa.
Peepa.
We didn't see Peepa. It was just that little asshole kid got smushed.
That's
Whatever.
true. It wasn't 100% confirmed.
Peepa survives.
But anyway, I think I've rambled on enough about the random things we watched this week. But yeah,
On to the next batch.
on to the next batch. All right. Goodbye.
See ya.